Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. This single verse from 1 Peter became the foundation for one of Spurgeon's most comforting works. God Always Cares is a collection of meditations designed for the anxious, the weary, and the broken. Spurgeon speaks as a man who knew suffering intimately, having battled depression throughout his ministry. His message is simple: God cares, always, without exception, without interruption. Spurgeon unpacks the invitation to cast our cares on God. Notice, he says, that God does not merely permit you to bring your worries to him. He commands it. Cast your anxiety on him. This is not a suggestion for the spiritually mature. It is an order for every believer, and it is accompanied by a reason, because he cares for you, not he might care. Not he used to care, he cares, present tense, right now. Whatever you are facing at this very moment, God cares. Spurgeon addresses a common hesitation. Many Christians feel their problems are too small to bother God with. They pray about cancer but not about headaches. They pray about unemployment but not about a difficult day. Spurgeon rejects this completely. The God who numbers the hairs on your head cares about every detail of your life. Nothing is too small for his attention. The sparrow does not fall without his notice. Your smallest worry is not beneath his concern. Spurgeon speaks to the grieving heart. When you have lost someone you love, when your world has been shattered, when the tears will not stop, God cares. He is close to the brokenhearted. He saves those who are crushed in spirit. Spurgeon does not offer empty platitudes. He points to a Savior who wept at the grave of his friend, who felt the full weight of human sorrow, who is touched with the feeling of our infirmities. Christ does not observe your grief from a distance. He enters into it. Spurgeon addresses those enduring physical pain, chronic illness, or prolonged hardship. He does not promise that God will remove the suffering, but he promises something better. God is with you in it. The 3 Hebrew children were thrown into the furnace, and a 4th figure appeared with them. Spurgeon says that when you walk through fire, you are not alone. The presence of God in suffering transforms the experience. It does not make it painless, but it makes it bearable and even meaningful. Spurgeon encourages the believer who is battling temptation. You feel weak. The temptation feels overwhelming. You are afraid you will fall. Spurgeon says, God cares about your struggle. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. He always provides a way of escape. The fact that you are fighting the temptation rather than giving in to it is proof that God's grace is at work. Do not despair in the battle. God sees your struggle, and he provides the strength you need. Spurgeon speaks tenderly to the doubting soul. You wonder if God is real. You wonder if your faith is genuine. You wonder if the promises are true. Spurgeon, who experienced dark nights of the soul himself, says, doubt does not disqualify you from God's care. Thomas doubted, and Jesus did not reject him. He appeared to him. He invited him to touch his wounds. He said, do not disbelieve, but believe. If you are doubting, you are not beyond the reach of God's care. You are within it. Spurgeon applies God's care to material needs. Will you have enough to eat? Will you be able to pay the rent? Will there be enough for your family? Spurgeon points to the lilies of the field and the birds of the air. God feeds the sparrows, and you are worth more than many sparrows. God clothes the grass, and he will clothe you. Spurgeon is not teaching carelessness. He is teaching trust. Do your work faithfully and trust God to provide for your needs. He always has, and he always will. Spurgeon comforts the lonely, the widow who sits alone, the elderly saint whose friends have all died, the believer in a hostile environment with no Christian fellowship. Spurgeon says you are never truly alone. God has promised never to leave you nor forsake you. The presence of God is more real than the presence of any human companion. He is with you in the quiet hours. He is with you in the empty house. He is with you when no one else is. Spurgeon speaks to those who have failed. You made a promise and broke it. You committed a sin you swore you would never commit again. You feel like a hypocrite and a fraud. Spurgeon says, God cares about failures. Peter failed catastrophically, denying Christ 3 times. And Jesus restored him with 3 questions. Do you love me? God does not discard his failures. He restores them. If you have fallen, get up. Confess your sin. And know that God's care did not stop when you stumbled. Spurgeon emphasizes that God's care is constant. It does not fluctuate with circumstances. It does not depend on your spiritual performance. It does not wax and wane with the seasons. On your best day and your worst day, God cares equally. His love is not a response to your behavior. It is a reflection of his character. And his character does not change. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. His care for you is as unchangeable as he is. Spurgeon invites you to rest. Stop striving. Stop worrying. Stop carrying burdens you were never meant to carry. Cast them on God. He is able to bear them. He is willing to bear them. He has invited you to give them to him. The anxious soul is like a man carrying a heavy pack while riding a cart. Put the pack down. Let the cart carry it. You are in God's hands, and his hands are strong enough to hold everything you are trying to carry on your own. Spurgeon's final word is the simplest and most profound truth in the universe. God cares. He cares about your pain, your fear, your doubt, your loneliness, your failure, your needs, and your future. He cares always, without interruption, without condition. Cast all your anxiety on him. Not some of it, all of it, because he cares for you. That is the message. That is the promise. That is enough.